fine young cannibal. She drives me crazy on weekdays. Journey as well. Don't stop believing. A bloke on the Northwest Coast that never stops believing. It's Craig Heppel at Ulverston Real Estate. I had to do it, mate. How are you today?
I'm going great, Luke. Love that song.
Time for a peek inside.
Yes, we're here for a peek inside, and today we're answering the big question. Where do buyers come from?
Oh, I thought the big question was to put the heat pump on or to not put the heat pump on today.
No, we're going to stick to real estate, mate. Weather's the next subject we might talk about.
Okay, right. Where do buyers come from in this current market, Craig?
Well, it's the same everywhere, and in the current market, nothing changes as to their search habits. But let's stick, number one, to the golden rule of real estate. That is, buyers follow property, not agents.
So what do you mean by that?
Well, buyers search for property. They don't go to individual agents and say, "G'day, mate, what do you got for $500,000 and can you show me 20 houses?"
Yeah, right.
They do individual searches, and then when they find the home that interests them or the property, they contact the agent that's handling that. They'll contact them by email or phone or whatever it might be, or come to an open home.
Yeah, so where are buyers actually finding the next property then, if that's the case?
90 to 95% of them are finding them online. They'll go to the major websites. Now, I'll ask you this, Lee. I know my wife told me, don't ask Lee too many questions. But where would you be looking if you were going to find one?
We learned that last week, didn't we? Well, look, like you suggested, no, I'm not going down the street for a stroll to have a look at the photo board in the front of your window. I'm going online, aren't I?
Exactly. You're going to go to probably realestate.com, Domain, or one of the other minor sites they're called, and there's a plethora of them. And I suppose
the convenient thing with that is you can, put in the parameters you want, and it's all answered for you then and there.
It is, and this is what I'll just flesh out now. If we know how buyers search, we can make sure your property's in front of that search parameter. So buyers, as we said, 90 to 95% of them are looking online on the major websites and some social media. Now, signage still plays a role, but that mainly identifies the property the buyer has seen online. So when they do a drive-by or they're attending an open home or an inspection, it clarifies, this is the home we saw and we're going to have a look at. Newspapers, I'm just going to say that I haven't advertised a property in a newspaper for probably 8 to 10 years.
Yeah, well, it's long gone to the days where you're queuing up for the property guide on a Thursday.
Yeah, correct. So we know buyers are almost exclusively searching online. So when they've made that decision to move or where they want to be, that's the first input. That is the area they want to be in, which area, suburb or town. The next input is type of property. Is it a house? Is it a unit? Is it an acreage? Are they looking for a plain old block of land? So they've got that parameter. Then, though, if they're looking for a home to live in, whether it be on acreage or a standard block, they'll put in the number of beds, baths and cars. That is, how many garages or carports or, car spaces. So I call them the big rocks. Bed, baths, cars. Really important in the search activity.
Geez, we're a picky bunch these days, aren't we?
Oh, yeah, and the next bit might interest you and our listeners. When your property comes up under these important search parameters, you and your property have got 4 to 7 seconds to entice that buyer or a buyer to click on and take a closer look. That's how quickly it adds up.
I know exactly what you mean. So you can see a doer-upper straight away, and if you're not in the mood to do up, you're skipping that, aren't you?
That's it. So it's like power property dating. Swipe left, swipe right. Yeah. Takes them 4 to 7 seconds. So they'll look at the main photo, the price, the number of beds, baths, cars, the big rocks, and if it doesn't stack up and represent value or attracting them, they'll scroll to the next one. There
are a great couple of points to cover today. Got your eye on any properties on the Northwest that are on their market this week?
One in particular, and it's a residential development called Eudaimonia, and it's known as Ulverston's best new address, and blocks are averaging 700 square metres in size. They're ready to build on, and for first home buyers, the developer will pay stamp duty and legals and a couple of $3,000 shopping vouchers from IGA, Beegents, etc.
Holy
and they're just from $170,000.
I've seen the sign, a Eudaimonia on the side of the Bass Highway there. Great views towards the Dial Range.
Yeah, exactly.
Great to touch base again. A little bit of an insight into the real estate market on the Northwest Coast. Answering the question, where do buyers come from this week? Craig Heppel, Ulverston Real Estate. Cheers, mate. Eudaimonia.
Hi, Domania.
Yes.